The night was loud with laughter that didn't belong to me. Her laughter, their laughter. Champagne glasses clinked. The golden restaurant light shimmered against her polished skin as she stood, hand in hand with a diploma, and said, "Meet my husband. No degree, no plan, just living off my income." The room erupted. Even the waiter smirked. And I smiled. That's what they never see. They see the curve of my lips, not the tightening of my jaw. They see the toast, not the tremor beneath my stillness. I raised my glass and said, softly enough for silence to fall, "Enjoy it. This is the last joke you'll ever make at my expense." She laughed again, because she thought I was joking too. I wasn't. When I walked out, the sound of her name being celebrated followed me like the echo of a life I no longer recognized. Outside, the air was sharp with December frost. I felt nothing, only a cold clarity beginning to take shape behind my eyes. That night, I drove home in silence. The city lights passed like thoughts I'd already decided to forget. When I reached our house, her perfume was still on the couch, and on the table, her phone, unlocked. It started with a message, a name I didn't know. "You looked incredible tonight. He didn't deserve to be there." I stared at the screen, the words floating like venom just beneath the surface. Then another message, older. "Next time we'll celebrate privately, like before." Before. I remember how she kissed me that morning, hurried, distant, her eyes flicking to her reflection more than to me. I sat on the edge of our bed, scrolling, reading fragments of conversations that smelled of deceit. The kind of betrayal that doesn't scream. It whispers, it pretends, it smiles across candlelight while planning your funeral in silence. For hours I read everything. Every lie disguised as affection. Every "I love you" that wasn't meant for me. By dawn, the anger was gone. In its place, calculation. People think betrayal makes you lose control. It doesn't. It gives you the kind of focus only pain can buy. When she came home, heels clicking, face flushed with pride, I greeted her with a kiss on the cheek. She smiled, unaware that I had just begun to unmake her life. For weeks, I stayed quiet. Silence is the sharpest tool when you're surrounded by liars. I learned her patterns, her late study sessions, her mentorship dinners. Every lie neatly packaged, rehearsed, convincing, if you didn't already know. I started documenting photos, locations, receipts. Her laughter captured in the reflection of a bar mirror beside another man's hand. The truth gathered itself like storm clouds. I didn't confront her. I smiled when she smiled. I listened when she lied. And I waited. In the evenings, I'd sit in my study, the one she said I didn't need because you don't even work, watching her through the window as she talked on the phone, her back turned to me. Her voice was soft, almost tender. That tone used to belong to me. I made copies of her texts, transferred photos to a private drive, traced her accounts. Her future investments had my name erased from them long ago. By the time I finished, I knew everything. How long, with whom, and how much she planned to keep when she left me. But she didn't know I was ahead of her. Always 2 steps ahead. I stayed calm, because real revenge doesn't announce itself. It arrives quietly, like winter. The envelope was thin, unassuming. Inside it, truth. DNA test results. Proof of her affair's child. I wasn't even angry when I saw it, just hollow, the kind of emptiness that feels heavier than rage. That evening, she came home early. I was already waiting at the dinner table, her favorite wine poured, candles lit. She smiled. "You cooked?" I slid the envelope across the table, said nothing. Her laughter died before it began. She opened it, hands trembling. Silence. Then, a choked breath. You had no right." I looked at her, calm, detached. You had no right to use me as your safety net while you built a life with someone else." She tried to speak, but there was nothing left to say. The truth stood between us, raw and undeniable. I watched her crumble, not with screams, but with quiet horror. The realization that I had seen it all, known it all, and still played my part until she buried herself. The next morning, she woke to an empty wardrobe. Every document she needed for her next step was gone. The accounts, frozen. Her luxury car, sold. The house, legally transferred. I didn't shout. I didn't destroy. I simply reclaimed. My silence became the weapon she couldn't counter. A week later, she called. Then again, and again. I didn't answer. When I finally did, it was because I wanted her to hear the background noise, the crackle of the fire, the quiet hum of the Swiss wind outside the villa I now owned. "Enjoy it," I said. "You earned every consequence." She begged. I hung up. Later, my daughter-in-law called too, her voice sharp with entitlement. "If you want to join Thanksgiving, come wash the dishes." I smiled. "Enjoy." When she saw the photos I posted, the ones of me by the mountain view window, glass of wine in hand, a peace she couldn't fake, my phone rang 71 times. I didn't pick up once. There's a strange quiet that follows the end of deceit. Not relief, not victory, just silence. I used to think love was about forgiveness. Now I know it's about awareness, seeing who they are when they think you never will. She lives in the same city still, whispering my name like a curse in the mouths of people who used to laugh with her. But I'm far away now, far above the noise. Every morning, the mountains remind me that peace doesn't beg for attention. It stands in silence, watching storms collapse beneath it. I pour my coffee, look out the window, and think. She thought I was nothing. But nothing is dangerous. It waits, it learns, and then it takes everything back.